I'm Vexing, a YouTube strategist with over 3 billion long form views and plenty of plaques to back it up. And today I'll be breaking down a strategy for one of my clients, T-Dog Smitty, that's gained him over 100,000 subscribers in less than a year and over 30 million long form views. As you can see here, here's kind of the breakdown: 31 million long form views in the last 365 days. Here's the shorts views. And I started working with him exactly on June 1st when he was at 317,000 subscribers. And this screenshot from today has him at 480,000. As you can see, hey, more cool things. Plus 163,000 subscribers and plus 31 million views long form. And I'll be breaking down exactly how I've done this, and you can copy it for your own channel. So here's how we did this. First off, we did a few things, and that is coming up with ideas. Mainly, the entire strategy for him focused around ideas and content rotation, and I'll be explaining exactly what we've done and how we've done it. So starting off, the first thing that we did for T-Dog is look inside of his niche. So he's a Call of Duty YouTuber. He does a lot of Call of Duty content. So we looked inside the niche, and we found videos like this. For example, we found this video right here, which is the best no recoil gun in every Call of Duty, and then we remixed it to using the no recoil gun in every Call of Duty, and that makes a lot of sense for someone like him. He does a lot of gameplay oriented content, so we were looking for facts / listicles within the Call of Duty niche that were outliers that we can then have him play, which is his kind of main moat, his unique advantage, and people like watching that, have him play, and then we turned those into videos. So this idea here, which is the best no recoil gun in every Call of Duty, we just remixed that from within his own niche to using the no recoil gun in every Call of Duty. We then saw this video from 2 years ago, which was a mega outlier, which was Evolution of Juggernaut in Call of Duty, 2009 to 22. And then we did using the Juggernaut in every Call of Duty. This was our version of the remix within the niche, and it did pretty well, getting 86,000 views. Now, if you want a lot of views, I mean a lot of views, you've got to go outside the niche. And this is how we've done this. So this is probably my favorite format of like almost all time at this point. I've used it for every gaming creator. And if you want a future video on that, let me know. But this is how we came up with this video 7 months ago that did 1 million views, 1.2 million views. It was one of his first million view videos. And this was based on this thumbnail and kind of this idea. Which is games that have been abandoned. This is a 77x outlier from this guy over here from a year ago. And then this guy from a year ago doing exploring the best dead games. So we kind of took this outlier, which is massive across both these channels, and we did exploring abandoned Call of Duties, because as Call of Duty comes out with a new game every year, a previous game gets replaced. So understanding that there are some that are abandoned. So I had T-Dog load some of those up, play them and see how it is based on the thumbnail. And then 2 to 3 months later, we did it again with other abandoned Call of Duties, because there was actually so many, we could make 2 18-minute videos out of it. And this one also did 1 million views 2 months later. This is a content rotation. We let it cool off a little bit. We did some more research. We found a few more, and then we added that to the list. And that is how we came up with another 1 million view banger. Outside the niche, this is adjacent niches. So outside of the Call of Duty niche, but still kind of similar in the gaming sphere. So people that would watch these videos based on this viewer psychographic profile for their own niche is kind of what we're mirroring for Call of Duty, and it works incredibly well, as you can see here. This is a Rainbow Six Siege YouTuber, also one of my clients, which is I tried 5 Siege clones so you don't have to, and then I remixed this here into I tried Call of Duty clones so you don't have to. So this is looking at an adjacent niche, being Rainbow Six Siege, another tactical FPS type game. And then we did the content rotation. So we waited about 3 months. We did another Roblox type of video, which is I played every Call of Duty Roblox clone, and that was based off this video internally in the channel and another channel that did, or another video on the channel that did quite well, and it did 400,000 views. Over here, I saw this mega banger, also a mega outlier, which is who is the worst character in every Mortal Kombat game. And then we made the decision, let's remix this to the worst decision in every Call of Duty. And then we broke it down what those worst decisions were and exactly how they affected the game negatively. And then from there, we're like, okay, this format does really well. Let's do the worst map in every Call of Duty and explain what the worst map is, why it's so bad, and why it's so hated. And that is how we focused on adjacent niches. So these are niches that have a very similar viewer profile, or reasons why viewers would watch, a psychographic profile in this case, to the core audience that you're trying to target within your own niche. So if I'm doing Call of Duty, I'll be looking at, let's say, Battlefield, let's say the Finals, let's say Rainbow Six Siege, some of these more casual FPS games. And then from there, I also looked at distant niches to try to find some bangers. And this is an outlier that keep coming up. which was my quest for the worst secret menu item, or trying secret menu items, or the best secret menu items. All of these types of content did incredibly well. So I was like, well, we should do using Call of Duty's secret guns, because there's a few guns in Call of Duty that are secretive. If you put certain attachments on them, they become different guns. Or there's just secret guns around certain maps that you can get, or there's just secret things people didn't know about. So we decided to use those and did incredibly well, getting 500,000 views pretty quickly, being a 2.5x outlier at the time. And then from there, we remixed it for Black Ops 6, the current game that came out, the current content cycle, which was using every secret gun in Black Ops 6, which was based on this. And this also did incredibly well, getting 135,000 views and a 1.3x outlier. Now, from there, another thing that we did is inside the channel. So once you get enough active buckets going, ideas going through content rotation, which is something I talked about previously, by things that you're seeing within the niche work, by seeing things in adjacent niches that are working, and then coming up with your own organic ideas based on certain criteria and patterns that you're seeing, we can develop inside the channel. So 7 months ago, we did using the worst weapons in Call of Duty. From there, we remixed it into one of my favorite ideas I've ever come up with, which is using every pay-to-win weapon in COD history. So back during, there's like 3 or 4 CODs that had like pay-to-win guns. You had to buy supply drops to get those guns, and they were pay-to-win. But then, with the release of the more modern Call of Duties, there are these bundles that have like pre-made attachments for these guns. And because Call of Duty wants to sell these bundles to the player, they tend to overtune them a little bit, or have like really good specific setups with those attachments. So they're really, really strong, and they're basically pay to win. So every pay to win COD gun in COD history, every pay to win gun in COD history is here. That did really well. Then, based on the worst guns, we did, okay, let's try the weirdest gun in every Call of Duty. And then from there, let's do the most hated gun in every Call of Duty, because there's a bunch of hated guns. And this strategy between focusing inside the niche by finding, banger content that makes sense for the core audience, and by focusing on adjacent niches that have really good outliers that are tested, tried and true, we can adapt those to our own niche. And by looking outside the niche every once in a while for a mega banger that is not within an adjacent niche or our own niche, we can then come up with a really good system to generate ideas inside the channel and find winning formats that are already being done inside the channel and double down on those. And then we can build a content strategy that generates 31,024,801 long form views in less than a year. As I'm making this, it's like April 6th, I'm making this. And I started working with him June 1st of last year. And I've also helped him gain 163,000 subscribers. And a really cool number is the majority of these subs, over 50% of all these subscribers, are coming from the long form. I would show you that, but I can't show you the dashboard. But yeah, this is how I've helped TikTok Smitty generate 31 plus million views, 163,000 subscribers in a really saturated niche, by the way. The Call of Duty niche is one of the most saturated niches on YouTube and one of the oldest. And I've almost helped them get 500,000 subscribers. Hopefully we'll be hitting that milestone before our 1 year mark working together. That'd be pretty cool. And if you want the same level of services and you want to get hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions, if not tens of millions or hundreds of millions of views, you can DM me. I'm open to working with clients. I have a few spots open still. And if you want to use the same methodology that I've shown here, you can get 1 of 10 at the link in my bio. It's an outlier tool which will show you outliers for your videos that can be inspiration for ideas that you can make. And that's exactly all I've done here with 1 of 10. And all of these ideas, with the exception of the inside channel ideas, are all based on outliers. If this is something that interests you, let me know in DMs. And if you like the tool, you can get it in the link in bio. Like I said, I think it's like 30% off right now using the code 30. So yeah, pick it up. And if you like more content like this, I've got more content coming Friday.